All right, so today's video is kind of like a twofer because the first part is I'll follow me around a little bit of a thrift adventure where you get to see all the places that we went this weekend. And then the second half is the actual haul. So it's a long one, so I definitely suggest maybe getting a cup of tea and a little snack because this is definitely going to be a long video. But it's got a lot of really cool stuff in it, so I hope you enjoy it. All right, guys. So I walked in and of course I have to come check out the lamps. So not too many lamps that I was particularly interested in. These guys are really cool, but super expensive. They wanted $150 for the pair. Very 1950s though. Of course, I had to come check out this chandelier. Kind of looks like an old toll piece with the crystals. And then the art. So this thrift store has a lot of really pretty art, but it is expensive. Checking it all out. So they had a lot of really pretty Asian art this time. I'm particularly looking for original pieces. I thought this was really cool. Always got to look through the stack, see what you can see. Nothing too particularly interesting. I thought these were really beautiful. They're old prints, but they were $29 each. So for that price, I had to really love them. Also thought this toll little tray was cute. I looked at that picture at the bottom, but it's a print. A lot of really cool pieces, but they are marked up, so you have to really love it. Thought this big 80s parrot was pretty neat. Not my aesthetic, but cool guy. Some older prints. I thought that little Asian picture was very pretty. Checking out all the art. This was a big giant oil painting, so I love original art, but it was not great, and they wanted about $80 for it, and it's huge. I find that I do the best on my Etsy with smaller pieces because they're just a little bit easier to ship. So people are more likely to pay for the shipping than when things are really expensive. But they had a lot of really cool pieces. I think these pieces probably all came from the same home, because this is the thrift store where I find some really cool stuff you're about to see. I almost gave myself away, but I caught myself. Haha. And there she is. Isn't she great? Then this catches my eye. Oh my goodness, did I want this? I really don't have any space for it because Cabbage, our bunny, is living in our breakfast nook right now, and she would love to eat this wicker. Oh, she would love it. But it's so pretty and so comfortable. I really, really wanted this little set. I hope it goes to a good home. Can we just have a moment for this amazing print? French Gallery, 1977. And I thought this was really cool too. It's like a woodblock African art. Very, very pretty, and the frame is really neat on that. Just thought I'd give you an overview, a pan of how humongous this place is. It really is ginormous. And here's the screen. You guys, when I saw this, I gasped. I loved it so much. Look at how pretty. Oh, gorgeous. Of course, when we were there, it didn't have a price, so they wouldn't sell it to us. And we had to wait for a manager to show up. Give us a price and see if we could even afford it. So now, of course, I always have to come check out the rugs. They have all the rugs hanging up back here. They don't have too many this time, but I'm about to show you what caught my eye. This big giant, can we look at how huge this is? You guys, this is a needlepoint. This is not a rug. I thought this couch was cool. You gotta love the birds. It's probably not that practical, but look at the print. It is absolutely stunning. So then I'm checking everything out. I thought this was cool. I could see an interior designer scooping this up. It's on wheels, and it's leopard, and it's velvet. And then this chair catches my eye. Had to come check it out. So I really thought this chair was so beautiful. I loved the little kiln inserts. I'm not gonna lie, I wish the whole thing was patchwork instead of just the bottom, but the top is actually leather, so it's really, really beautiful. I'm not obsessed with the blue jean crisscross that they used, but look at how pretty all these little kiln rugs are. Oh my goodness. I spent a really long time debating whether or not to buy this chair. It was pretty expensive. They wanted $175 for it, and then it would have been, I think, 20% off of that, but still, it's a lot. Had some little mid-century modern furniture. There's me and Bear. Hello. And then right before I left, I actually checked out this shelf. This is the very first shelf you see when you come in, and for some reason I got overwhelmed with all the things and I completely missed it. So I liked this little jade tree, but it was $24. So that's a little Fitz and Floyd set, but again, it was expensive. Definitely kicking myself for not picking up some of these tea cups. I loved these plates too, made in Japan. Probably 1950s, I would say. And these were beautiful. Look at that bird. Really, really kicking myself that I didn't buy these teacups. I don't know what I was thinking. They're so pretty. Beautiful. Kind of like a chintz design. Oh, stunning. They were $4 each, and I should have bought them all. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. So then I'm coming over here. You guys, look at this. Bluebirds. Bennett of Baltimore, made in the US. Hey guys, well, okay, I am surrounded by a whole bunch of loot again today. So I'm really excited to share my haul. We did not go to too many places. We went to 4 places, and I found a lot of stuff at those 4 places. So I'm really excited to share everything with you. Most of it is for resale, as you guys know, but as a true vintage lover, of course, I always pick up a few things for myself. This time I definitely picked up more than a few things for myself. I guess maybe always I pick up more than a few things for myself, and then maybe I inevitably end up selling it. You know. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. We went Saturday over the Labor Day weekend, so the 3-day weekend was much needed, and I was super excited for it. And I wasn't really expecting to find like tons and tons of stuff, but oh my goodness, you guys, I found so much stuff. I literally found so much stuff that I ended up having to leave behind a lot of stuff that I wanted, which is never fun when you're a thrifter, when you find awesome stuff and you're like, I want it, but yeah, I don't know. So I'll start showing you. So we went about an hour south to my favorite thrift store, and then there's a few other thrift stores around there that were also pretty awesome this weekend. So I don't know, it was just like the perfect weekend to go. The first thing I got, I always have to pick up some brass, as you guys know. So I got this big funky camel. He's got like all of this really weird but neat like filigree engraving on him, and he's pretty big. So pretty excited about him. He was $4, so not terrible. One thing about these thrift stores is they're pretty expensive. So you know, like I'm a thrifter, so when I say expensive, I mean like thrift store expensive. I don't mean like expensive, like antique store expensive, but still, as a reseller, it's hard when like you want to buy a bunch of stuff and everything's like $7 or $8, because that adds up. So this thrift store also is cash only, which is not a bad thing, but you also have to definitely plan ahead. So I inevitably usually end up putting a few things back because I got a little bit too excited. So I got that cool camel. I also picked up this cute little peacock, so I thought he was really neat. He was $3, so I really liked him. I've been buying a lot of brass lately. I have not been selling a lot of brass, so I'm gonna kind of start cooling it on some of the brass, but these guys were so unique that I had to buy them. They're just so cool. So really excited about those 2 pieces. Then I found some mid-century modern brass enamelware from Israel, and some specifically from Jerusalem. So for some reason, this thrift store, I have seen this a lot at this thrift store, but I don't find these things anywhere else in our area. We do live in Florida, so there's like some pretty cool stuff to be found here. And the further south you go, like the more cool stuff I feel like sometimes you can find. Or the middle of the state, because nobody's going there. So there's some cool stuff there too. So the first thing I got was this vase. It's pretty neat. It's got these really awesome etched feet, and it says Jerusalem on it, and it has these two little guys, this awesome design, and it still has the original sticker. So I thought that was really, really cool. So I'm gonna sell, this was $3 because it was $6, and some stuff was half price. So that was $6 originally, and then I got it for half price, so $3. And then this piece was $5. So I'm gonna sell them together, I believe. So this is really, really cool. It's also, this says Israel. It's also that same brass with the enamel kind of over it. Very brutalist in nature and just really cool. The prices on these are really all over the board. So from my research, I've been finding a lot of different price points. So I'm gonna have to do more research to figure out how much to sell them for, but I just thought that they would be like a really cool set if I sold them together. So I think I am gonna try and sell them together. I don't know. Leave a comment below if you think I should sell them together or separately, but I do think they look really nice together, but you know, the same kind of matching feet. So I thought those were really cool. So those I got to sell. They also had so much pottery. So I always pick up studio pottery, but all of the pottery that they had were like these huge, I don't know, like serving dishes, not even serving dishes, like casserole dishes. Yeah. So big, giant lidded casserole dishes, beautiful stoneware, like pottery, handmade, just gorgeous. But how do you ship that? I mean, it's literally gonna be like $35, $40 to ship it. Weighs so much, plus it's so fragile. So there was 3 of them and I wanted all 3, but I left them all behind because I'm just like, I don't know how to ship that. So I do find a lot of really cool stuff there that I can't necessarily like find a home for, but it like, oh, it breaks your heart when you find something really cool, but you're like, I don't know how to ship that. Okay. The next thing at this thrift store is I got 2 of these trays, so they were $6 each. So I got that one and this one, and what's cool is they both have the little hooks on the back, so you can hang them or you could use them as an actual tray. This one has a few dings, but I couldn't leave either of them behind. They're just so cool. So I did also get these for resale, and I gotta think somebody is gonna really love them because I really love them. Look at the leaf detail. Like, I just thought they were so neat. So pick those guys up. Then I did get 1 casserole, so I will show you. This one's a little smaller, so I thought, well, I could probably still ship this. And if it doesn't sell, I'm definitely gonna keep it because I love it. So it's Anchor Hawking. How cool is that? So it's this really nice Anchor Hawking amber dish, like casserole dish. So you would, and it would be so fun if you were invited to like a party. You could make like a dip or something. I don't know, but it would be really, really cool to bring this, like boho vibes, like on fleek. Do people say that? Probably not, but just saying, boho vibes like all the way. Look at this. So really nice 1970s. So obviously I wouldn't have bought it if it was just that, but I still think that dish is really nice because it'd be really easy to to bake something in there, and you know it's going to bake evenly. And then the coolest part is the basket that it comes with. So this basket is awesome. It's like the perfect size, and they go together, and you just kind of bring your little casserole in this awesome basket. So I'm really, really excited about that. I originally bought it for myself because I was like, how am I gonna ship this? But I think I'll be able to ship it. I have faith because I think somebody's gonna really want that. And I hope somebody's gonna really want that. Okay. Let's see. The next thing I got were a set of glassware, because you guys know that I find a lot of glassware, and I also buy a lot of glassware. I honestly, for the amount of glassware that I haul, you would think that I buy like every cool glassware that I find, but I actually don't. I've only just recently started picking up more glassware because it is really hard to ship, but it's just so fun to buy. So when I find really pretty glassware, I'm like, I really want this. So it's these champagne, they look like champagne flutes to me. They're just like really pretty, kind of farm scene, farming. So there's 2 of these, and they have the red rim, so they were $2 each. So I got 2 of those, and then 2 of these really cool band players. So little mini orchestra, quartet maybe, I don't know. And then these awesome people listening to them. So I got 2 of these and 2 of the farm ones. So I'm gonna sell them as a set of 4. So hopefully whoever buys them or looks at them thinks they're really cool together, because I think they go really well together. So hopefully everybody agrees with me. All right. Then the next thing I picked up were these little Italian pottery wall hangings. So there's 2. So the first one is, it says, God bless our mortgaged home, which I feel that. I definitely feel that. But I loved the 2 little birds. I loved the window. It does say Italy on the back, so I think it was really cute. It has like this little metal hook to hang it. So I'm not sure how old this is exactly, but it's definitely not new. And I just thought it was really charming. So I don't know if I'm gonna sell these 2 together or independently, but they were $3 each. So I got that one. And then this one says, my house is open to sunshine, friends, and guests. And it's the same idea, the same little house, the windows and the cute little birds, and the sweet little saying, and this little hanging. So I don't know, I just thought those were really charming. They're pottery, they're made in Italy, and I just thought someone would really like them. So they were $3 each, which is obviously a little expensive. This thrift store, like I was saying, is kind of expensive, but they have really cool stuff. I put so much stuff back, you guys. It was so hard. Okay. So then the next thing I got is a set of these, I want to call them Walker Bach. I don't know. Listen, there's a lot of syllables there in these plates, but they are German, and all my vintage loving friends know these. So I got a set of 4 or 5, but one has a big chip on it, so I'm basically just saying a set of 4 because you can't really do anything with a huge divot out of your plate. So they were $6 for the set of 4, so I felt like that was a good deal. For the most part, these are going for like a really nice price, about $30 a plate. Although there's one random lady who has a set of 4 for $30, and I don't really understand why, because everybody else has them set for $30 a plate. So that's annoying. But I'll probably obviously charge like the same price that everyone else is charging. So thought those were really cool. I might save these for Christmas, like closer to Christmas before I put them up. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, when I saw them, I was like, ooh. And I have a couple mugs from like years past that I still never got around to listing, and then like Christmas came and went, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with this. So I'll probably try to like list those at the same time. That would be good. Okay. You gently move. And the next thing is not really like my, I don't want to say it's like not my style, but it's not my style. Like my husband was with me and my cart was overflowing like ridiculous. And he was like, what is that? And I was like, no. This is good. So it's this teapot. It's this really sweet Easter bunny. It's Fitz and Floyd. So these definitely go for a decent price if you look them up on eBay. He's in perfect condition, which also makes me extraordinarily happy. And he's so cute. He's a little bunny. So he was $6. So I felt like that was a good deal. Not something that is like my style, but he's definitely my mom's style. So if for some reason he didn't sell, my mom would probably love him because this is definitely her style. And he's really cute. I mean, he's Fitz and Floyd, so you gotta know he's like very well made. So very cute. And I love bunnies. I mean, obviously I have Cabbage, who's bunny, so I love bunnies. All right, I have everything like kind of precariously stacked over here. So just trying to grab everything without knocking everything else over. Yikes. Okay. All right, so I included some clips of this thrift store. I included some clips of, I think, all the thrift stores. I can't remember, but at least 3 of them that we went to. We include, oh yeah, not all, but 3. We included some video clips so you could kind of see and get a feel for what they're like. So this thrift store is like my absolute favorite thrift store. That's where all this stuff is that I just am showing you is all from the same place. So I love this store, guys. Like, don't get me wrong. I love it so much, but it is humongous, like so huge, and it is absolutely insanely packed. Like, I give the girls that work there so much credit because they are constantly 24/7 restocking. So you could go at any time and you're gonna find different stuff. Like it's like almost annoying, but also it's like really annoying when you think of like FOMO and like fear of missing out, because they're just always bringing stuff. So there's no way you could ever like see everything, but it's also really good because no matter when you go, you're gonna find something. So they bring these big giant carts full of stuff just like all the time, just constantly. There's literally a whole group of old men that are like resellers that sell at the antique fair, and they just stand around all day, I'm not even joking you, at this giant thrift store, and just everything that they sell is from this thrift store. It's crazy. Which, by the way, is probably why their prices are going higher and higher, but whatever. I'm a reseller too, so I can't hate. COVID is also probably why all the prices are going higher, because all the stores had to be closed for so long. So struggle. So anyway, my point is that this thrift store has so much stuff, so much stuff, that you can find something. Like, there were people that came after me, like, so we got there early. They opened at 9, we got there at 9. So we could get a cart, because like the carts go quick. And there were a ton of people that came after me, and they're like walking by and they're holding stuff, and I'm like, where'd you get that? That's really cool. So they're just constantly bringing stuff no matter what. But it's also on the flip side, because it's so packed and crazy, it is really it's hard to dig. It's not like you're alone where you can take everything apart. And I think we showed like what the dishes look like, where it's just like the longest stretch of just dishes on dishes on dishes. everything is stacked and like it's crazy, and there's no room. Like there is barely enough room for 2 carts. So if your cart is here and you're like trying to dig, there's like 50 million people pushing like around you. And I used to get horrible anxiety. I mean, I still do, but your girl's on a mission nowadays. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna look through this stuff and y'all are just gonna have to move around me. I'm sorry. I know I'm being rude, but I gotta look at this stuff because I used to get really overwhelmed and like kind of pushed around and then just like was like, nope, not doing this anymore. But now I'm getting pretty good. So I'm telling this like whole huge long story because I found this really cool tray, buried like underneath 12 trays. And if I hadn't been digging, then I wouldn't have found it. I do know that this thrift store, like they Google stuff because this was marked at $24, but I got lucky because it was buried. So obviously when they first put it out, all the other resellers were like, I'm not paying $25 for this. And then they just left it. And then now it's half price. It was $12, which is still overpriced and ridiculous for a thrift store, but it's so cool. So, it is by Laufer. It's mid-century modern from Aurora, Germany, and it is just amazing. So I Googled it. Like, first of all, if I ever find anything mid-mod that's like from like, you know, Scandinavia, Denmark, like Germany, I'm like, okay, I need this. The pattern on this is just phenomenal. It's so cool. I feel like so many modern companies are totally ripping off like these old mid-mod patterns. But anyway, I Googled it and I could only find one other one, and the whole side is like missing the entire pattern, and they wanted $50 for it, even still being all completely Hot Mess Express dilapidated and sad. So I'm not really sure exactly how much this is worth. I'm gonna have to do a lot more research, but anyway, I was super excited to find it, even though I did pay $12 for it because this thrift store is crazy. It's like, it's one of those thrift stores where you know if you go, you're gonna find something cool, but you're also gonna probably pay up for it. And so it's like, okay, do I want to find stuff? Yes. But am I going to pay more than Goodwill or anywhere else? Also, yes. Okay, then I got this little canister. I don't really know why I got this, honestly. I think probably because it was like $4 and I just thought it was cute. And my husband eats oatmeal all the time. So it's Czechoslovakian. It's old. It's definitely not worth like hardly anything. It's probably worth like $15 at the most, 10, 15, like it's really not worth a lot. But I do like, I've been really into having just kind of funky mismatched canisters on my shelf. I just think they look kind of fun together and just sort of unexpected and collected. So I loved the graphic on here, and I don't know, I just thought it was pretty. I really don't know why I bought this, because I bought it for me and then I'm like, well, do I really need like an oatmeal container? Not really. Not really, I don't. But I rescued it. That's kind of the way I think of it because I just thought it was really cute. I might list it. I'm not sure if anyone's gonna want one random oatmeal container, but I just thought it was cool. I don't know, guys. I was really like feeling like the thrift vibes, and I filled my entire cart with stuff, and then I had to pare back because it was too much, way too much. And that was really stressful for me because there's 10,000 people, like I was saying, so there's really nowhere to pull stuff out of your cart and like hem and haw. And my husband was trying to help me put stuff back, and oh, it was just crazy. So, you know, what can you do? All right, I'm gonna save the things that I want to keep for myself for last, so I'll show you that at the end. Okay. Then I got a purse. So this, again, like this thrift store is awesome. Like I found so many Doonies, so many Coaches, but a lot of the time they know what they have, so they mark it up. So I found 3 Coaches, but they weren't in great shape, and 2 2 of them were like $30 each, and I was like, I just don't want to spend that much money. Like, I'm sure I could resell these and probably make like 50 to 70 bucks on them, and so more than make my money up and have it be worth it, but I just didn't want to put out the money for it. But I did score this little one, which was good because it was a blue tag, so it was half off, so it was only $12. So $12 for a real leather vintage Coach bag, I will do. And it's not in perfect condition. You can see it's got some scuffs, and it's got some even more scuffs on this side, so it's not perfect, but it is really cool. And it's just like, it's always funny. I always find like random stuff in these purses. Like the other Coach that I was gonna buy, she had like 3 school pictures from, at least from probably from the 90s in there, and I was like, oh, I feel really bad. This has like really random stuff in it, but anyway, it's got a lot of pockets. It's got the big thingamahooey, so I liked it. I think somebody will hopefully want this. So yeah, I'm not sure how much I'm gonna list it for, but it's cool. It's a nice, simple bag. So got that guy. Okay. All right, I think that's everything from the first thrift store. Okay, moving on. All right, so from the second thrift store, I got a couple of, okay, I got some holiday stuff. So I did show you the Christmas plates, but for the most part, I'm not gonna show you all the holiday stuff I thrift because I've been throwing it in like one big box, and I wanna kind of do like one big holiday thrift collection. I don't know. So I'm not gonna show you that because I did get some stuff there, but I did get some stuff I can show you. So the first thing is this little turtle. I love him. I love animals so much, and I love pottery, so it's like the absolute perfect combination. He's so cute. He's probably a little ashtray, but I think he would be a really nice little catch-all for jewelry. I loved his little tail, and he is signed. He was $1.50, so totally worth it. Super cute. And then the other thing I got, I'll show you at the end because it's something I'm going to keep for myself. All right, little turtle. They even put cork at the bottom of his feet so he doesn't like slide. So whoever owned him really loved him. And I really love him, but I'm going to sell him. Oh, one more thing at that thrift. Okay, these are so awesome. This is another thing I Googled and can't find, so it's so hard to price things when you can't find any comps. So more research to come. All right, so it's this set of 4 1970s Staffordshire mugs. So these are amazing. They literally look like they have never been used, and they're in this awesome 70s carrying case. So they're like these to-go mugs. So you take the tops off. The tops are like rubber, kind of like an old Tupperware, but the mugs themselves are ceramic, which is really nice because it's way nicer to drink out of. And then they kind of have the Made in England on the bottom. So they're just in really awesome condition. And then they have this super cool carrying case. So I just loved them. I loved the colors. Oh, they're so cool. My husband was like, oh, can we keep those? I'm like, haha, no, but they are awesome. So that was good. I found some really cool stuff at that thrift. All right. Oh, then I stopped at this thrift. Oh gosh. I got one thing I'm gonna keep, so I'll show you that at the end. And then I got this. So it's the 12 Days of Christmas. It's marked 1982, so it's not like antique or anything, but it is so cool. I have one of these actually that's all the holidays. So this one is just Christmas. So it's really awesome. I especially love the hand. She's so neat. But anyway, these are really cool. They're really sought after. And I just loved all the little guys. I found this at the very bottom of all their Christmas stuff. So it was like buried underneath everything else. And this little granny was so cute. She was like, "Where did you find that? I'm missing out." And I was like, "I'm sorry, but I love this." So if you've seen these before, they're kind of like one of those like cult favorite type of thing where people just really love these. I have not checked comps on this specific one, but I know that they can go for quite a lot. So what's really cool is it wasn't priced. So I was like, "Oh, how much is this?" And she's like, "Oh, wreaths are all $5, and then everything in the store was 50% off that day." So I literally got this for $2.50, which is amazing. So I'm really excited about it. It's still in its box, but its box is like really dilapidated, but I don't know. I'm just was so happy to find that. Very cool. Okay. All right. So then we tried to go to the Goodwill bins, and I'm actually kind of glad that we didn't, because we wouldn't have had time to go to this last thrift store that we went to, where I found so much stuff. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. But anyway, so we went to the bins, and I live in Florida, so it's like crazy hot, right? And they were only letting in a certain amount of people at a time. So like when one person would leave, one person was allowed to go in, which is fine, except there was like 20 people waiting in front of the door. And you know how the bins are. Like if you're at the bins, you're probably going to be there a really long time. So we were like, yeah, we're not going to stay here and stand in front of the door for hours in the heat. Like, why would anyone want to? I mean, I know the bins, but not worth it. The other bins that are closer to us, they don't do that, so that's lucky. I don't know. So point of my ramble is that we went to a different thrift store, another really, really big thrift store. This one is really obnoxiously overpriced. Like my favorite thrift that I showed you all the stuff at the beginning is overpriced, but not like aggressively overpriced. This store is pretty aggressively overpriced, mostly for their art, but I don't know, their art is really awesome, so I guess they kind of know what they have. There was a bunch of stuff I wanted. There was a really cool chair, which I showed in the video, that I really wanted, but it was like $200, and I was like, no. And there was this awesome tapestry, so it's also in the video. The whole thing was needlepoint, like a huge rug, like 10 by 13 of needlepoint, like insane. It would have been the coolest bedspread like in the world, but they wanted $250 for it. So it's not something that I myself like would have been able to use. I don't think it really would have matched like my decor, although there is a part of me that wants to find a way to get it because it was just so cool. But $250, like I don't know. It's probably worth like $500, but that's still just putting out so much money. So alas, their prices are way too expensive. But your girl did get a whole bunch of stuff, and I left so much good stuff there because I had already spent so much money for the day. But I'll show you what I did get. Okay. Meow, meow, meow. Okay, first things first. Sorry, let me just like move everything around. Okay, first things first, I got this little paint by number kitty. So this was a good price. This was only $3.99. That's, I think, what's also annoying about this thrift store is like they'll just randomly price things overpriced, and it's always the stuff that I want. Like, so infuriating. But it's kind of like dusty on the inside, which is sort of annoying. So I'm gonna have to take the glass out and dust it, but it doesn't matter. It's still really rad. It's on velvet, so like, come on, too cool. So hopefully somebody will definitely really like that. I felt like the price was good for resale. Then I got this poster. So it's still new in the wrapping, so I didn't want to take it out. But it's from 1987. It's from the Met. So it's from the Havemeyer collection. I honestly could not tell you. I would have to Google like what this actually looks like, but it's really cool. So I really, really love these old posters. I love that they're always dated. So it's really cool that this is from 87. Anything from the Met is just so rad. These old posters from the Met are really, really neat. So I'm not going to take it out of the plastic. So I know that's kind of like, not that exciting for you guys, but I think it'll be easier for me to sell like this. And it was $2.99. So I know these are really popular right now. So hopefully somebody will be really excited about that. Here's hoping. Okay. So before I get to all of the stuff that I'm keeping for now, which is a lot, I got this whole set of dishes, you guys. I literally found them when I was filming for you. I was filming the shelves like before we left. My husband was checking out, and so I was just kind of like lurking around all by myself, and I found these dishes just filming last minute, and I was like, so I got the whole set for $30. So I'll tell you that much. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. So there's 9 dinner plates, 11 bowls. There's only 3 teacups, but there's a whole bunch of saucers, and 11 bread plates, 11, looks like 9 like mini bowls, a big tureen, and a big platter. So a lot of stuff. I'm not sure how I'm going to sell them because I don't know, it's like a part of me wants to sell them as a set, but then I think it would just be easier to ship and less expensive for the buyer if I break it into pieces. But without further ado, it is the Bennett of Baltimore robins. So some people also kind of refer to them as the bluebirds, but they are technically robins. And they're just stunning. So they're from somewhere between the 1920s and the 1930s. And they're just, I mean, I can't even explain to you how much I love these. There's a huge part of me that wants to keep them. And when I think about how difficult it's going to be to list all of them, I'm like, I'll just keep them. So I don't know, but just the little birds and the roses are absolutely stunning. Like I honestly can't even explain how much I love them. So this is the huge set of bowls. Obviously, like so I only found one with a chip, which is like amazing, but they do have a lot of crazing. Some of the birds are a little bit damaged, and they do have like some staining consistent with crazing. So like they're not in perfect condition, but for their age, it wouldn't really make sense for them to be in perfect condition. But they're really just so beautiful. I mean, to me, as long as they're not chipped, like that's really, as a buyer, like that's what I would be most concerned about, is that they're not chipped. I was only able to find someone selling the platter. Otherwise, I really couldn't find hardly any of them available online right now. So I'm gonna have to do more research to figure out how to sell them. That's the whole stack of plates. Then I have a whole stack of salad plates. Like, it's so much, you guys. so much, but look at them. Like I don't grow tired of looking at them. Like I've had them out sitting on our kitchen or dining room table all weekend in preparation of doing this haul, and I'm just like spellbound. Like they are just so stunning to me. So to find this big of a collection is also really rare because, you know, they just don't last that long. Unfortunately, I didn't really find very many teacups, but I have that many saucers, so I'm not really sure I'm gonna do with 50 million saucers, but you never know. And then these are the smaller plates. So it's a lot, you guys. It's a whole lot. I have them on my little cart to show you. Oh, and I have this that little dish. This is the teacup. It's pretty amazing, not gonna lie. But it does have a lot of crazing. But I don't know, like to me, I just feel like that's cool. I don't know, I kind of like the crazing. It definitely doesn't bother me. Oh my gosh, they're so heavy. They're so heavy and yet so fragile at the same time. I'm like, okay, let me not mess these up at all. I'm gonna reach and show you the soup tureen. And you're just like, okay, these dishes have lasted this long. Let me not be the reason for their demise. So this is what it looks like. There's the lid. Just beautiful. It's just crazy how beautiful things were. I love the little birds kind of diving underneath the handles. It's just so cool. So obviously, even though this was like a huge set and I was like, what do I even do with all of this? I had to have it. It's just too beautiful to leave behind. It was on the bottom and just stunning. When I went back and watched the video, there was a whole bunch of teacups, not from this line, so not like I missed teacups that go with this, but there were some other really nice antique or vintage fine china teacups that I wish I would have nabbed, but you know, you live and you learn. I had bought a lot of stuff that day, so I was pretty burnt out from kind of the whole day, but I'm so excited about this set, you guys. Like, I just can't even explain to you how much I love them. I'm just over the moon. So it kind of makes me want to go back to that thrift store. It's about an hour away, maybe a little further, maybe like an hour and a half from my house, so I don't get to go there that often. So the fact that we were able to go this weekend made it so much sweeter. So great start to a 3-day weekend. Okay, so now I figured I would show you some of the things that I am going to keep for myself. So I really like llamas. I love all animals. Mostly, actually, I'm obsessed with forest animals like owls and bunnies and bears and foxes. I love foxes and deer. So like any animal of like the deciduous forest is like for me. I love badgers, even though they're from Europe, but well, like a true badger, but you know what I mean. But even though I love forest animals like with my whole heart, I also am obsessed with llamas. So I found this really cool llama mug that was originally from Anthropology. So it literally is a llama and it literally just says llama. So it kind of cracks me up about like, you know, how on the nose it is. But it was $1. So I was like, okay, well, I have 50 million mugs, but I'm gonna need this llama mug. It's too cute to leave behind, especially for $1. So I got myself a llama mug. And then I also got myself a bunch of little brass llamas. So these guys are so cool because they were a set of 4 that all came together, and they're all unique and different. So that really got me excited. So like I got this little guy, he's really cool. And then I got this guy, and then this guy. And then finally the tallest one is this guy. So I just loved that they were all different. And I just thought they were really, really cool and funky. So very excited to find those 4 little guys. So I'm gonna keep those. For now, I have a slightly larger brass llama. So these guys will go with him and be friends forever. Then I bought myself a cloisonne vase. So this was me being a little bit extravagant because it was $15. So it was actually originally $30, and then it was at that thrift store where they were doing 50% off everything. So I got it for $15, like still way overpriced, but it's so pretty, and I just love, love, love cloisonne. So I was pretty excited to nab that. So I got that for myself. Then I got this really cool tray. So it's leather, and it's just like tooled leather, and I just thought it was so beautiful. It's $10, which is a lot. So definitely overpriced for the thrift store, but not overpriced for me because I just thought it was so beautiful. So I just thought this would be really cool. I definitely have a thing for trays. Whenever I find cool trays, I always buy them. So I was really excited to find this. I love tooled leather. I have like a whole collection of tooled leather, which is funny because the next thing I'm gonna show you is also a tray. Oh my gosh, I'm so silly. So this is kind of like a holy grail piece for me. It's something I've been looking for a while for a fair price. So it's a butterfly tray, and it's these absolutely stunning blue butterflies. I just love it with all my heart. It's obviously old. It's got the inlaid wood on the sides, and it's just really, really beautiful. So I'm really, really excited about this. I'm feeling very lucky to have this. So pretty. That's so pretty. It was $5. So usually I've seen a few of these at like antique stores and antique markets, but they're usually like $50 or $60. So to find this for $5 was really exciting. I found other ones that were in like really bad shape at thrift stores, but this one is honestly like in really, really good shape considering, like, you know, butterflies are living things, so they do kind of disintegrate over time. So I was super excited to find that. The last 3 things I bought for myself are really big. So the first thing I can show you from here, and then the next thing I'm gonna have to go and grab. So it's this awesome brass pot. So I'm obviously gonna put a plant in here. I loved the details all around it. I thought it was so cool. What's actually really hilarious about it is they had like a big, giant, absolutely hideous plastic plant in it. And like, it was so bad, you guys. Like, all of the leaves were ripped. It was broken in like 20 places. It was the most sad plant you've ever seen. And then all around it was newspaper from the 80s. So that was pretty funny too, that like they had like shoved newspaper in it to try to hold it in the pot, and it was like old newspaper, so it was disintegrating. It was terrible. And the ladies that work at the thrift store are so cute. They're most of them only speak Spanish, and so they were like trying to tell me that I shouldn't buy this because the plant was like so pitiful and terrible, and I was like, no, I want it for the pot. So the pot's really cool, but it was $12, which, like, you know, they're not wrong. If I had wanted this for the plant, like that's a terrible deal. But I just think this is so cool. I love planters, and I'm always looking for cool things to put plants in. And like, I loved how nice and big this is, because I really struggle to find bigger planters for my pots. So that was great. Okay, so the next thing I got for myself is this amazing, ginormous Steinberg print. It's from this French gallery from 1977, and it's just like the funkiest, coolest print. I'm so obsessed with it. It's humongous. It's really not showing here how huge it is, but it's like 4 feet by 3 feet. It's absolutely huge, and it weighs 1,000,000 pounds. And it's really neat because the print originally was made in 1948. So they brought it back in 77. So it's just such a cool, funky, big, giant, old museum print. So I'm really excited to hang this up in our family room because it is gorgeous. Okay, so the other thing that I got for myself is this amazing screen. It weighs so much. Like, every single panel is solid wood, so I cannot even drag it by myself. It is crazy heavy. It's so pretty though. It's hand painted, and I just love the birds and all the details on it. So we are working on redoing our bedroom. Our bedroom is definitely a work in progress. So my goal that I was thinking I would do with it is use it as a headboard. But this is kind of like some of our room, kind of what we've got going on here. I'll show you a little bit. And then I've got this over here. These are some of my favorite pictures. These two I actually showed in thrift hauls that I got from an estate sale. And just some of my other treasures that I'm obsessed with. And this is my little bedside table with 1,000,000 cords everywhere. But yeah.